Gents, what's the beef? If you're a father between the ages of 30 and 50 who feels like in the past couple of years that you've lost confidence in yourself, that you've packed on a couple of pounds and you don't know why, you've lost your mojo, that you're not the man you used to be, well, I suggest you watch this video to the end because I'm going to help you get it all back. Because I've done it all before with a client of mine called Dave. Now, Dave was in a similar situation to a lot of you, right? He was a father, he settled down, he got married, he had kids. But he also used to be a very, very high-level athlete. And when you get a lot of responsibility on your shoulders, the athletic stuff can take a back seat. But Dave had gotten to the point where he would look in the mirror and he would be shocked at what he saw. You know, he was even disgusted. It was like his ego was telling him he was the same person he was 10 to 15 years ago, but the mirror painted a very different picture. Dave would be out of breath after playing with his kids for 5 minutes and he was frustrated. He'd be in the shop and he would get angry because he couldn't find a pair of jeans or a shirt to fit him properly. Dave was at a crossroads in his life and he started to tell himself the story that maybe when I turn 40 that I'm supposed to be fat and depressed and I'm supposed to be like this for the rest of my life. But he knew when he was at that crossroads he could go straight ahead or he could take a turn. Dave took a turn. He put his hand up and he asked for help. That's when I met Dave. And when I met Dave for the first time, he told me he hated everything about the gym. It would be hours of endless boring cardio and it would just take him too long. There was no plan to keep him in place and all the diets he had tried would have him eating boring rabbit food all the time. Well, the day Dave walked into Impact Strength and Performance, his mind was blown. There were groups of people who were the same age he was looking the way he looked 10 to 15 years ago. And guess what? They weren't fat and depressed. They weren't eating boring rabbit food. And from that day, Dave was completely convinced. So we put a plan in place for Dave where he wouldn't have to eat boring rabbit food, but he could still burn the fat, where he wouldn't have to spend hours of boring, endless cardio doing it on a bike or a treadmill, and he could still lose the weight and get his confidence back. After a couple of weeks, the results were staggering. My mind was blown, Dave's mind was blown. And if I could have told Dave what he'd achieve in those couple of weeks, he would have laughed in my face. From that day on, I was convinced that we needed to do something for people like Dave. So what we decided to do was come up with the 14-day Kickstarter here at Impact Strength and Performance. Now, in a lot of gyms you go to, you will probably won't have the plan in place, you know. And here, if you're struggling with your mindset, your motivation, our staff are here to help you. I'm here to help you. If you're struggling with your nutrition and your diet, we have plans in place for you. Cookbooks you could download, everything. In terms of training, we regard ourselves as some of the best in the country in terms of training. So all your bases are covered. All you have to do is put your details in the application below. We'll link it up for you and one of our trainers will be in touch with you as soon as we can. Get your Kickstarter going. Change your life. This is your opportunity. Thanks for watching, guys. I look forward to seeing you in the gym.